Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. So as I mentioned in the last video, we are probably going to fight the boss in this video. I was really hoping to get to that summon sign before it disappeared if you looked at the screen, but oh well. We don't need help for this fight, but it would really help us to have help for the fight. And you know what? These summon signs just keep disappearing on me. So what I might do is leave for a second, show you a little bit more of Blighttown. Certainly not a lot of Blighttown, because I don't want to show you a lot of Blighttown, because I kind of think that this place sucks. But there are some things that I could pick up here. Good, I do have a gold pine resin left. Maybe I'll get a chance to use that for the boss. But overall, there are some things that I could still pick up. Some things that would be worthwhile for me to pick up. So before we go to the boss, let's just take a look at what's around us here on Blighttown. First, we'll murder these guys. Now, this is one point where it's important for me to mention that this is probably the least powered my weapon will be for the rest of the game. Right now, I should probably be doing way more damage than I am. I'm just going to get these mosquitoes back here. But once we get past this area right here, Blighttown, and then defeat the boss, and then move into the next area, we'll pick up another weapon which we'll use for a little while, and then our scimitar will become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Hopefully. Okay, here we've got a possible summon sign. Now, it's possible that these summons will not work, which would be a shame, but if they do, it would be fantastic. The other thing is there is an NPC summon that we can use for this fight, so I'm just going to hang out here for a couple seconds, see if I can't get some other people in here on some jolly cooperation. Y2K Moses, join me please. I'll just stand here and murder these mosquitoes, which are surprisingly difficult. So if these summons do come in, we will actually fight the boss right away. But I'm kind of skeptical. You know, it's funny, when I'm not recording, summoning doesn't seem to be a problem. And in fact, invading is not a problem at all. But when I am recording, summoning just doesn't seem to work. Except, of course, for NPCs. As we saw, you know, Moonlight Butterfly was not an issue with Witch Beatrice. Well, it doesn't look like these guys are coming, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure why they don't like me. Summoning failed, of course. The words we've seen most often in this video. 2 times summoning failed. Okay. We're going to move back over this way then and try to pick up some of these items that are just kind of chilling down here in the Blighttown swamp. So 5 hits to murder this guy. Again, we are going to get poisoned and hopefully not killed. I should really just be using my pyromancy here because it's useless against the boss. And apparently useless against that crag spider as well. Oh, because obviously he breathes fire, of course. And these mosquitoes are endlessly respawning, so we do have to be a little bit cautious about them. Always got to be like looking over your shoulder to see if they're coming. Now, assuming I don't get invaded, I will be going back to this bonfire. In fact, I'll be going back just right now to see if I can summon one of these guys. Who's this guy right here? No, not Rested Bonfire. This guy... Oh, I thought his sign was disappearing. Touch summon... No! No! Alright, Ravered. It's supposed to be like Death Raver or something. I don't know. If we see that he gets summoned, that's cool. Oh, I don't want to fight these guys again. But I'm going to have to. Let's just roll over here and pick up whatever this is. If he comes back, we'll run back to the bonfire. Again, being poisoned, not such a big deal. It doesn't do that much damage, and we can usually just Estus out of it, essentially. But I do have all those poison clumps as well. Moss clumps, I should say. Gotta watch out for fire. Does damage to me even through my shield. Look at this. It's an embarrassment of riches. But we can't seem to get anybody. How about this guy? Kubajo PL. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it if he can come here. I really should use a humanity to kindle this bonfire as well. One thing you might not know is that when you're a summoned phantom, you can't heal by yourself, so you have to use the host's Estus to heal you. So if I'm wasting my Estus to heal myself, then I might not have enough to heal my phantoms when they need it. Alright, this is embarrassing. Let's just make our way over to the boss. Although I can't use the bonfire. I would love to use the bonfire right now. This has been a comedy of errors so far. Me just slaughtering mosquitoes and these stupid crag spiders. How am I going to take out this guy? I guess I'll draw him into my lair and then murder him that way. The good news is we might have enough souls to level up very shortly. How many hits do these guys take? 6? 6 hits. Okay, that's a little... We're a little underpowered right now, I'll admit. Something failed. Maybe I can use the bonfire now. Yes, I can. Okay, so we'll get that mosquito out of the way. Not quite enough to level up. Let me sit down one more time. I'll kindle it so I can get basically 3 more Estus flasks, and I can offload some of this humanity, which would be nice because I kind of feel like I'm packing a lot of it right now. Alright, so we're up to 10 Estus. And I guess we'll just continue onwards. Maybe we'll run into some summon signs when we get close to the boss wall. Now, the boss we're going to be fighting is called Quelaag, or Quelaag, or Quelaag, or Quelaag, you know, depending on your pronunciation. A lot of the names in the game are not actually pronounced, so the pronunciation is a little bit ambiguous. And she tends to be one of the more difficult... Oh god, I can't move. I'm trapped. She tends to be one of the more difficult bosses in the game for new players because she hits for a lot of damage, and most of the damage that she does is actually fire damage, which is very difficult to block. Like, my heater shield will not do a good job of blocking this fire damage, which is a shame, but we'll probably be okay regardless. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying we're going to win this fight. We could easily lose it, especially without any summoned phantoms. But I've got her patterns pretty much down, so we may be okay. What is behind me? Oh, more mosquitoes, of course. And again, I can't move. It's actually kind of a good idea before you come to Blighttown to actually go to another area and pick up a ring that allows you to walk easily on the swamp, because right now I'm losing a ton of stamina trying to walk here. And I should really heal with Estus because I'm getting kind of screwed in terms of poison. Not to mention actually taking damage from the fire and the mosquitoes occasionally. Once this guy dies, okay, fantastic. Now, the reason I'm taking this seemingly roundabout way to get to this area right here with all the spikes sticking out of it is because otherwise I will anger those really fat guys holding boulders that you might be able to see out of the corner of your screen. And those guys hit like a beast, so I don't really want to waste my time dealing with them right now because they would probably kill me. I don't have much in the way of like powerful attacks and spells that I could use to get to them. So now we're going to enter Quelaag's domain. And as we get in here, you should see that there's a number of these guys. These are not like mushroom clumps. These are guys with essentially egg sacs on their back, and hopefully we'll get to learn a little bit more about that slightly later in this video. Okay, good. We do have a summon sign here. This should be our NPC, Maneater Mildred. Now that I'm out of the poison swamp, I should definitely use my moss clump to get rid of that poison. Otherwise, it would have been redundant. Heal a little bit with Estus. Now, Mildred is pretty awful for this fight, but, you know, she's going to tank some damage for us at the very least. Do I have my orange guidance soapstone? I do. I'm going to write a message here, and hopefully this message will make sense when we get into the cutscene here. Amazing chest ahead. Okay, so then we're going to have a cutscene, and hopefully you guys will get the joke and not think I'm just an immature retard. Oh, actually, first I am going to apply the gold pine resin to my weapon. This might not do very much, but you know, it's better than nothing. And here will be the cutscene, so enjoy. Alright, so indeed that is Quelaag. And she is like a half woman, half spider that wields a giant flaming sword. Now, there's a few attacks we have to watch out for. That's a big one right there. I'm going to try to do as much damage as quickly as possible because the gold pine resin is going to run out soon. Now, you can see I'm not necessarily tearing her up right now, but that lava attack that is going on right now, that's going to be our principal means of doing damage. We're really going to watch out for that foot stomp because that actually does an insane amount of damage. But when there's doing like the lava vomit there, that's a term that I expressly stole from another YouTube Dark Souls video, but I digress. I think it's a good one, so if you're watching this, congratulations, that's very creative. We definitely do not want to step in the lava or we'll die. That's pretty much the best way to explain that, so I'm better off just waiting, even if my gold pine resin does run out. Maneater Mildred will do some damage. There we go, and we're just going to keep hacking at the legs. Now the other attack you can see it's doing to Maneater Mildred right now is that sword attack. But normally we can stay out of the way of that. Oh, that wasn't a bad example of that. by just like sticking right beside Quelaag and just like tearing into it from below. Okay, my gold pine resin has run out, so I'm doing next to no damage now, which is unfortunate. This could be a long boss fight, but that's okay. Again, I've really got to be a little bit more vigilant of where I'm standing. Could be two-handing my weapon at this point. And actually, I'm pretty impressed so far with how Maneater Mildred is not dying. That's kind of... Okay, I got to get out of the way of that. And I did a poor job of that. Whenever you see Quelaag bending down to charge... Don't step in the lava. Mildred does a ton of damage, I should point that out. But she doesn't hit very often. And she gets hit all the damn time. So it's a good opportunity for me, actually, to just kind of tear into Quelaag right here. I notice my own pronunciation is wavering from... Oh, that's stupid. I should not be standing here. There, Mildred, just keep attacking. You're doing such a good job when you actually hit. The other thing is with NPC summons, I mentioned with like summoned phantoms, you cannot... they cannot heal themselves. You have to heal them with your... get out of the way, Mildred. That's the AoE attack. You have to heal them with your Estus. With NPC phantoms, they can't heal at all. So even if you use Estus, it doesn't help them in the least. But it looks like we're having a really good fight here. I did not expect this to go as well as it is. Normally Quelaag is a little bit more difficult than this with just Mildred. But Mildred has done a pretty damn good job, I gotta say. Congratulations, Mildred, you've impressed me. Now, if I really wanted to do damage to it right now... Oh, God. I took off like a third of the remaining health. But it's dead, okay. If I really wanted to do damage to Quelaag, you'd think that I might want to do Pyromancy, but of course, because it is fire type, we can't do anything about that. It's not very effective. So we got the Soul of Quelaag, Twin Humanities, which is a good pickup, and moreover, we're really going to advance the story now. Congratulations, man. You did do it. We also picked up 20,000 souls, which I will maybe save, actually. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I think that's in our best interest. I can't believe I didn't need a Summoned Phantom for that. Imminent Happiness, you are correct, sir. Run across a lever here. I wonder what this does. Oh, we have to go through a loading screen before the cutscene. My apologies. So as I mentioned a video or two ago, that area is called Sen's Fortress, the area that the gate just got opened up to. We did get a Homeward Bone as well, but I'm not going to use that right now. I'll save that for a little bit later. Homeward Bone's extremely valuable, but also we can just buy them later. Now if you look out the window here, you can see this like lava area. This is an area of the game that we'll go to a little bit later called the Demon Ruins. But we don't want to go there right now because, I mean, we could, but it's probably not in our best interest. Now, this is a really good opportunity to use your Orange Guidance Soapstone because this is actually an illusory wall. There we go. So hopefully we'll pick up some humanity for this. And it's an important illusory wall. So we bust this down. We get access to another covenant in the game. So let's talk to this man right here.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant?
Doesn't really matter whether you say yes or no, but yes, well actually it does, because yes gets him to move out of the way.
But you have no eggs. Ah, no matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
Alright, so this guy will move out of the way, excruciatingly slowly. Probably in your best interest not to kill him, so you can retain access to this covenant. We can rest at this bonfire. which is nice. I could level up a reinforce, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Hopefully I won't die on my way back. And we can talk to this lady who will allow us to enter her covenant. Now I'm going to leave for a second and just see... I'm not in a covenant right now. So I can join this covenant basically free of charge without any kind of penalties. Sometimes there are penalties for joining a covenant. Okay, so we'll enter covenant. Now this lady has a lot more story associated with her, but it requires taking the Old Witch's Ring as your starting item, and of course I took the Master Key. But essentially, to the best of my memory, this is Kaylana, who is Quelaag's sister. We did establish our covenant here. And I received a new form of pyromancy called the Great Chaos Fireball. I don't think I have enough attunement slots to use it, but actually, you know what? I will level up until I get another attunement slot, because that is a really good piece of pyromancy to have. 1 slot, 2 slots. I think we might actually need to go all the way up to 3 slots. Yep. So let's keep leveling up, which is something I don't normally like to do. But there we go. We go up to 3 slots. We spend a lot of souls, but that's okay. We'll attune Great Chaos Fireball in our 2nd slot, and this is going to be an extremely powerful fire spell that is going to come in handy on a lot of bosses. Yeah, so as I was saying, that is Kaylana, I believe, who is Quelaag's sister. And essentially, if you remember the opening cutscene, what's going on over here? This is not an illusory wall, is it? I don't believe so. If you remember the opening cutscene, they mentioned the Witch of Izalith and her Daughters of Chaos. They weaved great firestorms to take out the dragons. Well, both Quelaag and Quelaana are forms of the Daughters of Chaos from the Witch of Izalith. Forgive me. Now, a cool thing about the story in Dark Souls is that a lot of it is not told explicitly. It's rather told through like reading in-game text on items, or kind of inferences, or speaking with NPCs when you have certain story-type items, like the Old Witch's Ring. Now, unfortunately, one of the things I dislike about this area is, for now, Quelaag's domain is pretty much the end of the road, and we're going to have to go back to Firelink Shrine, which means taking that shortcut again, but that's okay. I want to show that on camera, just to kind of illustrate for people who might be having trouble in Blighttown how the heck to either next time go in through the back door or get back to Firelink Shrine if you're stuck at this bonfire for whatever reason. So we'll continue down. You can see a little bit of the frame rate issues that actually plague Blighttown if you're paying attention right now, which is a problem, and probably the principal reason that I wanted to skip, as I've mentioned 1,000 times. Now, I've really got to watch it because my stamina regenerates so slowly in this swamp, as you can see. Much slower than usual. Oh god, these idiots. No, not idiots. They're actually incredibly ingenious attackers. The easiest way to take these guys out is actually with a bow, but moving to equip my bow would be annoying right now. I can't believe I haven't gotten poisoned yet. It's crazy. Inevitably, I will be poisoned by the time I get back, but that's okay. Might as well take this opportunity to pick up some drops that you can get in this area. So let's pick up large Titanite shard. That's awesome. We can use that to upgrade our scimitar again. And how many? I have 9 Estus left. That's probably enough to get back to Firelink Shrine. For those of you who didn't see the last video yet, if you watch that, you can see how I got down to Blighttown in the first place. And it's essentially, I'm taking the same way back up. It's just a little bit more harrowing because that toxic dart guy who got me last time could potentially get me again. So it's actually a good idea. First, let's use this purple moss clump to reduce poison. And then, do I have another blooming? I do not have another blooming purple moss clump. Do I have a divine blessing? Oh god, there's mosquitoes. These guys are so annoying. That's why I normally just try to rush as fast as I can. Let's top up on Estus. It's possible, even if we do get toxified, we can get to the Firelink Shrine bonfire just on the virtue of our Estus before we die. Although, it's also possible that that might backfire on us. Let's come up here, and it's worth noting, actually, having rung the second bell of awakening, I would say we're leaving the early game right now and getting into the middle game. One of the interesting things about playing Dark Souls is that it's not like your traditional RPG, in a lot of ways, of course, beyond the fact that it's not turn-based, but it's not even like your traditional action RPG, in the sense that my first playthrough of the game, because of all the trial and error that I had to go through and all the time spent, like, sometimes looking at the wiki to figure out where to go. I eventually ended up putting like 50 to 60 hours into my first character, but after that, it becomes much, much easier because you know exactly where to go, and you know the attack pattern. Oh god! Okay, there's the dart guy. Don't hit me. These guys are so annoying. It's worth... I just barely skimmed my legs there. Worth noting that there is an area by that toxic blow dart guy. And if you go and you kill like 6 blow dart guys in there, which is about as annoying as it sounds, you'll get a Firekeeper soul, and that will allow you to reinforce your Estus flasks. But that would be probably akin to suicide, considering I don't have any blooming purple moss clumps to reduce my toxicity right now. So I'm pretty much safe now, except for the fact that I do have some mosquitoes chasing me, and of course these blacksmith, I don't know what to call them. I call them blacksmiths because they kind of remind me of the blacksmith in Diablo 2. But certainly they don't appear to exhibit any smithing abilities. We'll take them out because I think they're an easy 500 souls, and they also give you a dung pie, which is an item that I've never used, but I have seen people using it online to great hilarity, so maybe in the future it'll be worthwhile. We'll just continually backstab them. When we get up to the next choke point, you'll essentially see 2 of these guys all at once, and that will be a good opportunity for me to use my Great Chaos Fireball that I just picked up from the Daughters of Chaos. Sorry, that is the Covenant that I just joined, by the way, is the Daughters of Chaos, or Chaos Servants, I should say. Oh god, where did that other one come from? Let's use Great Chaos Fireball on him, just to mess him up. Wait till he attacks. Perfect opportunity. This should do like 500 damage. 200, okay. That's fair. I haven't upgraded my Pyromancy Flame very much. And in fact, I may spend some of my money on that right now, because upgrading my Pyromancy Flame will allow me to do a lot more damage with those Pyromancy attacks. So we'll just backstab him one more time. If I could just get behind, there we go. That should do it. Kind of tedious battles against these guys, but when we do come back down to Blighttown, which we'll have to do a little bit later in the game, when we do want to go to the Demon Ruins area that I pointed out to you, these guys are going to be no-brainers, considering the weapon that we have. For those of you who are more Dark Souls aficionados, if you want to know what kind of weapon progression I'm going to be working on for the next little bit, let me see. For the first half of Sen's Fortress, I'll use whatever my scimitar is at right now, so like a scimitar +5 or scimitar +6. Then, of course, in Sen's Fortress, we will pick up the Lightning Spear, and that will be really helpful for us to actually do a lot of damage in that area, because my scimitar is kind of underpowered right now. Yeah, so we'll use the Lightning Spear in there. We'll probably use the Lightning Spear for like the first half of Anor Londo as well, and then once we get to the Blacksmith in Anor Londo, we'll probably upgrade our scimitar to a Quelaag's Fury Sword. And I would also love to upgrade my Uchigatana to a Lighting Uchigatana. It's one of the weapons I use on my PvP character. But there's supposed to be 3 guys in here. Where's the 3rd one? Maybe I killed him by accident, or he fell off into the Valley of the Drakes. But I don't necessarily have a ton of money right now, or large Titanite shards for that matter, to be upgrading my Uchigatana right now. So definitely priority number 1 is getting that Quelaag's Fury Sword. What is this? Large soul of a nameless soldier. So we are kind of rolling in those soul consumable items right now, which is okay. I tend only to use those when I really need something. Worth noting, when we picked up the soul of the Moonlight Butterfly and the soul of Quelaag, in the Moonlight Butterfly video, I did mention that you can use those just as consumable soul items. So if we ate the soul of Quelaag, we would get something like 10,000 souls or 20,000 souls. 9 times out of 10, not worth it to do that. You're much better off actually creating the boss weapons or boss shields or boss armor that you could create from those boss souls. But there are some bosses that I believe don't really create viable boss weapons. So if you know of those, could you please let me know in the comments, because I was actually just going to post a question to the Dark Souls subreddit, reddit.com/r/Dark Souls, to see, because I didn't think the Moonlight Butterfly, or I didn't think Sif's Soul actually made anything great. Anyway. Alright, so you can see our Firekeeper here has actually been killed. So as a result of that, we picked up her armor. Dead. Yes, I noticed. And the Black Eye Orb. So if you remember Goodnight Lautrec of Karim, I think he's from Karim anyway, he actually killed our Firekeeper for reasons that are unknown to us right now. But once we get into a couple areas from now, we should be able to, fight him and hopefully restore her. Now, Because she is dead, we cannot actually rest at Firelink Shrine anymore, which is actually a big blow. It was a huge blow the first time I played the game, because I just assumed that basically I was fucked. I can't go to my safe world anymore to heal and just recuperate and generally relax. I have to find another safe zone. Well, the good news is there is another safe zone fairly close. So if you're a fan of Dark Souls, you can probably tell where I'm going right now. Or if you've been watching the videos so far, you can probably tell where I'm going. This is a shortcut that gets used extensively in the game. Obviously, we are going to first Undead Parish, and then we're going to go see Blacksmith Andre of Astora. He should allow us to upgrade our scimitar, and conveniently, that is also where Sen's Fortress is as well. And Sen's Fortress is the area that I will be going to next. You know, why waste time? Just make our way down here. Now, one more piece of kind of weapon maintenance to mention. They're chasing me, but they're definitely not going to get to me in time. Is that to upgrade a weapon past +5, you need large Titanite shards. And I think that was the first large Titanite shard I picked up when I picked that one up in the swamp in Blighttown. You can buy those later for essentially peanuts, which is why I'm not worried about necessarily upgrading my scimitar huge right now. I can get by with what I have right now, which I believe is +5. But we might as well upgrade it to +6. Because we have the materials now. So yeah, you can buy large Titanite shards in Sen's Fortress for essentially no souls, at least if you do a lot of co-op. Might as well repair our equipment right now as well. Shouldn't cost too much money, might as well repair it all. And our armor as well, actually. There we go. Might cost us a couple hundred souls, nothing serious. And our next area will be Sen's Fortress, which could be pretty difficult. But we'll see. Anyway, it's been a while since I died in this Let's Play. We might as well, you know, have some failure at some point. I know people want to see it. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.